Can we use different size spacers, 15 mil front and 17 mil in rear in B9.5 S5? Are spacers safe to run? Yeah, you can absolutely use different spacers front to rear. You could probably get away with using them different thicknesses left and right, although you wouldn't want to, but I don't think anything bad would happen other than your car might handle differently turning left or right slightly. The spacers are safe to run as long as you use a longer bolt or our studs, which we recommend. In general, I would say the less spacer you can run, the better. You know, a little spacer is perfectly safe. A lot of spacer isn't necessarily a safety issue, but the further you move that wheel out from the hub, any kind of misalignments get amplified. I was going to say exponentially, but in a linear fashion. So, you know, y equals mx plus b. The further you go out, the bigger that distance becomes.
Yeah, if it's a good spacer, a good hub-centric spacer, and you've got proper hardware, it's not really any different than running a crazy offset on your wheel. But yeah, that interface is critical to make sure it's all as good as a wheel.
And what's the biggest spacer we sell?
20.
20? 20. Yeah, 20 is the thickest. I wouldn't go thicker than that. I know there's 25 mil spacers out there. Like Nate says, the hub, the way we do it would be with a hub centric, which is the best way to do it. But unless your hub centric is almost a press fit, there's a little bit of play there, right?
And of course, your hardware is way longer than like a wheel of that setup too, just as a consideration.
Yeah, so you'd need like 3-inch studs, and with like a 1.5-inch spacer, like a 35 mil spacer, you're really getting out there. And so, unless that's perfectly centered, you've now some amount moving it off center. So those kind of, and it's not a safety issue so much as it is you're going to start to feel more vibrations. Balancing and getting that smoothness is going to be a little tougher. So you know, in general, anything kind of up to like 20 millimeters is really not a big deal. Most of the time we recommend spacers in the kind of 5 to 15 mil range. Again, totally not an issue. And like I said, I love having studs on all my cars when possible. It just makes putting the wheels on and off so much easier. So, and spacers are a nice thing to kind of plus flush the wheels and tires. Typically, wheels and tires from the factory sit inset about up to a 1/2 inch more than they need to be. This is just a safer thing to do for the factory. There's zero chance of the wheel ever hitting the fender, the tire ever hitting the fender, but you can move the wheels out into the fender more, some amount, and we do have kits on our website where we kind of test it and list what's possible. So yeah.